Oh,
I don't know. Well, welcome to the new podcast.
Thank you.
At the Whistle.
Excellent.
Welcome, Eve Thomas.
Thank you. Hi.
We also got to thank Ian, who's out there. I know he said he didn't want any thanks, so I'm going to embarrass him ad nauseum.
Thank you, Ian.
Yeah. Cheers, Ian. Thanks for having us. Welcome. How are you?
I'm all right. Thanks. How are you guys?
Very well.
Yeah, not bad.
Very well. Dodgy, do you want to get your old man problems out the way early?
Old man problems. They're just constant. I'll be here for the full duration, so I better not go down that route.
Yeah, no, please.
Continuing.
So, what you been up to, Eve? Obviously, you've been in Japan for a year. You came back, August time, something like July?
Very end of July, yeah.
So, you've been obviously writing a load more music, and you've done a few gigs as well.
I have, yes.
I came to see you on Tuesday night, and it was pretty damn good, actually.
Thank you. No, that was a really good
Jamie
one.
Hurst.
Jamie Hurst, with you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out
I
to
played there as
Sid's
well.
famous busker night, Sid and John, top geezers.
I'll be on the podcast
thank
soon.
you to them,
Yeah,
actually.
they will be having them in for the podcast, yeah, definitely.
They've had me in twice since I got back from Japan. So, well, no, 3 times, actually, because they had that thing in Gold as well.
Oh, yeah,
At the
yeah.
Junction.
Yeah, that festival that we ran for him.
Yeah.
So you've been writing a lot more new music then while you were in Japan.
Yeah, I wrote quite a bit while I was in Japan. Not written much since I got back, to be honest, which is annoying. I've written 1 new song since I got back, but hopefully it'll come again at some point, you know. Just got to wait for the inspiration.
Yeah, you're not very good at sitting down and writing music, you know?
Oh, I can't do it.
No.
No, I just have to wait until it happens. And then usually I write loads at once.
Yeah, that's always a good way to do it, and it will come at once. But I guess I don't know, because I can just decide to write a song, and I'm like, right.
I'm so jealous. If
Gonna
I try
write a
and do
song.
that, it's just the cheesiest shit. Honestly, it's awful. I just end up with like cliches.
I think you have to have that like idea in your head first.
Yeah.
How do you do it? Do you get like, because I know you're like more into the like lyrical side of stuff, like writing the lyrics and stuff. Do you have to wait for that lyrical inspiration first, or can you kind of work with an idea and then work the melody, or do you need the kind of words and stuff first?
Sometimes the melody comes first. Sometimes they come at the same time, but yeah, usually it's the lyrics. Even if the melody comes first, I usually have to wait for lyrics to just like come into my head, because otherwise they just turn into cheesy cliches. So no, I just always have like notes on my phone that I have to periodically sift through to get rid of just things that I've thought or read or said, and I'm just like, oh, that's good.
The question is, do you label them?
Oh God, no.
You can't know for shit.
What do you think I am? Organised?
Well, I don't know. I was just, clutching at straws there.
Trying
You
to
might
sift-
have been.
Trying
You
to
might
sift
have
through your
surprised us.
labeling's just nonsensical. There's always different stuff of the same things.
It's like all the recordings that I've got on my phone. It's just like, just unlabeled. Just majority of it is just like 10 recordings of the same like 10-second thing I've been trying to practice. But
I think it also depends on what you're writing about, because I find that like, because of what we write about tends to be more based in current events or conspiracy, whatever. I don't necessarily.
no,
I
surely not.
only need like a thread of an idea, or I can hear someone on a podcast say something, I'm like, oh, that'd be good for a song, and I can go away and research that and write about it. I don't need it to be beautiful or particularly heart-wrenching, warm. I can just write about a subject. So there's so much material out there about that one subject, for example. I can write about it, so I find it easier in that regard to write on the spot. I don't feel like I need to write about. I don't feel like I need to make it poetic in any way. I feel like I can just write about an event.
Yeah.
I find love songs much harder to write, because I feel like that it just becomes cheesy real quick, you know. Especially happy love songs, like it just becomes, you know, a Beatles song, you know, early Beatles, you know, She Loves You, yeah, and all that shit. So I find it very tough in that regard. So
No, usually I just get like one line or something in my head, and then it just starts going round and round, and then suddenly like everything comes into my head, and I'm like, I've got to record this now, or I forget.
Let's do it
And
now.
it has happened. I swear I've written entire songs that have just been lost into the ether of my unorganized mind, because then like I've not had like my phone there to record or something, and then I've got home and I've just been like, God, I have no idea what that was.
The worst thing, I think anyway, the worst thing is when you go to bed with an idea, and you're like, that's going to be amazing. You wake up and you're like, fuck, I didn't
I
record.
wouldn't dare. No, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night with an idea, and even in the middle of the night, I'll scrabble around to get a pen and write it down, because I know that I won't have it in the morning otherwise.
Got like on my old phones various just random whistles because it's like late in the night. I'm trying to wake people up. And stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decipher it in the morning. I'm like, why don't I just go somewhere else and record it? You know?
Actually, that most recent one that I wrote, you know, the breeze.
Yeah.
I wrote the chorus to that on the plane to America.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on an aeroplane. It was the middle of the night, and everyone was trying to sleep, and I was just there with my phone right up to my mouth, singing into it, like, oh God, I hope I can hear this properly when I get to America.
That just a melody then for the chorus?
No, and the words as well. Yeah.
And you got so how long were you in America for?
2 weeks.
What were you doing in America?
Visiting my brother and his wife and their baby that they've just had.
Oh, baby Eddie.
Little Eddie, my godson.
Shout out to Eddie.
Shout out to Eddie.
He won't ever see
Lad.
this.
He might.
He might in the future. Yeah, who knows? If he sees it now, he won't understand anything anyway. So, but there were some real cool photos you sent over from America of you sitting like on a porch with the guitar, like playing guitar, like and it just felt very American, you know.
It was very American, yeah.
You know, like the kind of wooden
Well,
houses.
the cheesecake did it for me.
God, it was good.
I know it was good, but it was fucking huge.
Oh, it was enormous.
Like a typical American portion.
And I ate all of it. I ate that size of cheesecake for my lunch that day, and then I bought 2 and took them home and ate about half of 2 more that night.
Just snaffling cheesecake.
Oh, it was good.
Not as good as your cakes, though.
Oh, thank you.
Although there is
Just for the listeners' purpose, Eve bakes the most amazing goods ever. Cakes, biscuits. She baked me an amazing birthday cake a few weeks back, and it was just awesome.
She does, but there's a definite lack of baked goods that she's brought us tonight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was thinking that.
mean,
you know,
She's doing this for hours now, and she didn't make us anything.
I got asked so last minute. I was gonna bake every Monday, and you told me not to this time because you were meant to have the lady from Busy V's, and she was gonna bake. Yes, get well. I'm not angry that you didn't bake, but I didn't get much warning. Is the point?
Still feel like if
It's
she
still
loved us,
no excuse. Yeah, exactly. You know, you should be making a bit more of an effort, I think.
I think so, especially if like giving this platform to speak
exactly,
on our podcast.
we're
we had
accommodating her,
we had her on our album.
Hey, 2 days ago.
What?
You know what? Fuck you both.
That's what I'm.
That's not very nice, is it? She did make some banging almond cookies for the Ferocious Dog.
Oh God, yeah.
So we saw Ferocious Dog on Saturday
night. Yeah.
They were mint.
They were as good as I remembered them at Linda's Fan.
Oh yeah, they were great. Yeah, they were superb. Yeah, they did a really good gig. And they were on for ages as well, like 90 minutes, weren't they?
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half. It was great, and no encore. I really like that about bands these days when they don't do an encore.
Yeah,
Like
fuck wants to hear him
cliche.
again.
It's just like,
Get off the stage.
no. It's like when you go off for an encore, if you get back on really, really quick, then fair enough. You're not losing so much time. But the amount of time that people lose out of the set just by going off stage to then, come back on, I'll do another one or 2. They just went straight. And how they could, the stamina to be able to sort of like play that fast for like 90 minutes was
crazy.
Was quite staggering actually.
Yeah, they're proper really good band. Yeah, definitely
Really
see them.
good.
Really nice venue as well. The Birdwell
Birdwell in Barnsley.
Birdwell venue. Yeah, it's a really nice little venue. Well, it was quite medium sized, but it was nice.
It's quite medium sized. It
Low
didn't look much outside.
No,
but when you got in, it was
was
like
quite big,
it was quite nice. Yeah. Similar, it's very similar to. You ever been to the Crescent in York?
I haven't been to the Crescent in New York. No,
it's kind of a similar kind of size to that. It was good. And the sound was great.
the sound was great. Yeah,
The sound was fantastic.
Yeah, they were really good.
That was a really fun night.
Glad I got in.
Yeah, getting ID'd.
Oh, yeah, Eve Thomas got ID'd at Birdwell.
At the grand old age of 27.
Yeah, that was funny.
So what's your plans for the future then, Eve? What you got in store? Like new music? Do you want to do recording?
God, she wants to redo the whole goddamn album again.
I do actually, yes.
Well, come on, we redid ours about 3 times.
Yeah, I know,
both
but
of them.
We do the work and it's our album, and she just sits and records, and I got to do all the goddamn work.
Yes. Well, hoping to get more gigs. So that's just a thing that I guess it's just ever increasing. We're hoping to get lots of gigs together if we can.
Yep.
Going to start sending videos to places in York and Leeds, see if they want us.
You're not having him.
It's too late, lad.
No, fuck you. It's not
I
happening.
feel like I need to like drop out this conversation. at this
There's
point.
enough rich to go around.
Maybe small, but I'm small.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, and you've got so we got some gigs coming up at Yates's in York.
That's true. And I've got one at the Grove in Leeds at the end of November.
What date?
Last Thursday in November, whatever date that is.
Okay.
With the beer snobs who are fabulous.
Shout out to the beer snobs who
Beer
are fabulous.
snobs.
Yeah.
So where's the one in Yates is in York?
Yeah,
what
Rich
date's
is doing
that?
one on the 12th of November and I'm doing one on the 19th,
I
both
told you
Sunday
about that.
nights.
You were
that-
going to
yeah,
join me
that-
for a few songs on the 12th.
12th of November.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You said you're just back from Mexico, aren't you?
Ah, nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll have to see how I feel with that one, but yeah, it should be all right.
Well,
What
you'll
date
be
do you get back?
The 8th
Oh,
or the
you'll be
9th, something like
fine.
that.
You'll be right. You ain't got to do a few songs.
Yeah.
Oh, but I suppose you have to have time to rehearse.
Well, it'll be fine. We've done all right so far since he's got back into it, since his old man's shoulder packed in.
Yeah, it's still packed in as well now. So
Oh.
Well, it's packed in again.
anyway, enough of old man ailments. You know, I'm dealing with it. I'm living with it. That's it.
Yeah, the point is,
Like a
I
hero.
don't have any ridiculous ailments and we can do gigs together.
Yeah,
So,
they're to come. They are to come. Trust me.
not for a long old time yet. I've got at least 40 years till I catch you up.
Burned. So what
Sorry.
night is the one in Yates? Is then in
Sunday.
York? Oh, a Sunday,
Both
right?
Sunday
okay.
nights, 8
Sunday
till
nights.
10.
8 till 10, yeah.
Oh, 8 till 10, yeah.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah.
You've
So
got
it just seems a bit of a strange venue, Yates is, because like, you know, on a Friday and a Saturday night, it's full of like
people.
Careful with your words.
Yeah, I'm being very careful with my words.
Not the
but
usual
it's-
people you like to see you support original music. But I mean, we got booked by Angus and whatever, we'll just do what we do. you
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
think-
Angus
Yeah.
knows what he's doing, so.
Well, and he knows what we're about, so we just, we'll do whatever. We've been going down to the open mic at
the Golden Fleece.
the Golden Fleece in New York, which is an interesting night, and being the only ones doing originals, so that's been fun. That went down well the other week when we played it. We did a few there. It was good. So trying to get back in York and Leeds more, I guess. And you've got a free song from a studio in New York.
Yes, that's true, hopefully. 6DB Studios, do you know them?
Never heard of them.
Never heard of them either.
Damn.
Shout out to 6TB Studios, even if we don't know them.
I know who they are, because I've
Good.
been. Yeah, I went there for I wanted to get my album recorded and I didn't think that Rich could do it, but now he can, so that's great. But when I first got back from Japan, I went there and had a kind of talking over session, thinking about doing it, but I have no money still, skint.
It's expensive.
So-
We're really expensive recording in the studio.
Oh,
Really
just
expensive.
recording it, yeah, it's
And
so
that's
much
even
money.
before mixing comes into it as well. It's really
I
expensive.
know, but the guy that runs it is lovely, Dave.
Hey,
And
Dave.
shout out to Dave. I don't think you'll listen to this, but if you are, thank you.
We'll tag him.
And
Yeah, we'll try and tag everybody that we've given a shout out.
Oh God, that'll be hard work. Can you tag my newborn nephew?
No.
Tag my sister-in-law.
Little shit.
Oh, he's
Poor
lovely.
Eddie. He's
Yeah,
lovely.
no, but Dave was great and really nice, and he liked my music, and he's getting a new sound engineer, I think, and he wants to give him a trial run, essentially, from what I can gather. So he's asked me if I would go in and record one of my songs with them, for free, just so
Wow.
that the
Yeah.
dude can kind of practice with all of his sound magic.
We like a freebie.
So yeah.
So I guess the idea of that is to be just an acoustic song,
I think so.
rather
Yeah.
than what me and you do in the studio, which is obviously add more stuff.
Yeah. hmm
Okay.
But yeah, we're also going to redo the whole. Well, not that we'd finished the album, but the ones that we had done we'll redo and then
Just
do
restart
more
them
to get a full
What, just
album.
completely re-record and everything?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Eve was not happy with some of the stuff that she's done, and you know what it's like when you kind of listen to your songs over and over again. You can pick up on all the little things you got wrong. Everyone's like, "Oh, it sounds great."
Yeah.
You're like, "I'm
I think
happy."
it's because I
and-
didn't know anything about it before. It was my first time ever doing anything like that. So everything just sounded amazing. But then as I got used to it, I realised the full potential and I realised how you can just do things better and there's no need to leave imperfections. I think at first I was just like, yeah, it sounds good enough. But I know now.
And then you used to do that little thing on the guitar right at the end, that little...
Oh, I always do that. Does that bother you?
It bothers us because we have to. It's really hard to mix
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
high frequencies and stuff.
Whoops.
But again, I think it's not just that. I think I can do a better job of recording your guitar with better mics, not using a condenser, so we pick up less.
Oh, you'll get rid of the fuzz, right?
You should be able to get rid of the fuzz by not using a condenser, the hiss. Because obviously using a condenser picks up the whole room because you're quiet when you play. So if you use these directional mics, it'll pick up what's in front of the. It should pick up less of the room, so we'll get less hiss, things like that. So yeah, I think the plan is to redo it. Obviously,
Whoa.
I know
You're
the song's
supposed
better
to
as
do it
well.
on a bit of an angle though.
Yeah, but the condenser picks up the whole room anyway, so that's why you get that hiss when you're quiet. It's because it's searching out for things to record. So when you have directional mics, I'm thinking.
So if you put it out,
I don't
obviously, if
know
you put
though.
it right, I think if you put it right in front of the sound hole, you're going to pick up all the lows from inside.
Oh yeah, but you're gonna pick
So if you
up.
sort of like do it at a bit of an angle.
Oh yeah. But we're gonna be picking up. I'm gonna do 2 mics. So I have one up top end. Anyway, that's boring stuff. Point being is that I also know songs better now, so I reckon I can do a better job with putting stuff in. I'm gonna try and convince Eve to do some more stuff to click tracks. So it's gonna be easier to put in things like strings and stuff.
Oh,
We haven't had that
Eve to a click track.
we haven't had that,
Fucking
we haven't had
hell.
that conversation yet, but
Oh, you're just dropping it on and
he's
out.
breaking it to me now where I can't kick off too much.
can't kick off. Start going
If we're at
fucking
home.
mental. Yeah, just at home, just beating me up. No, you can't fucking do that. No. So we're gonna do that, I think. So that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
I think you were on about. I don't think she's decided on what she wants to do. You're on about having like an album of stuff pre-Japan, then like songs you've written in Japan as well, right?
I would like to.
I don't think you need to do that personally.
know you
I've said this
don't.
already. You just pick your best 12 songs and get them on an album, and then you can do other stuff at other times because it takes. You know how long it takes to record and mix. I think you need to
True.
pick your best 12 songs. You've got so many good songs. It would be silly, I think, to be like, oh, let's do it sequentially or whatever.
But then don't you feel like if you pick your best 12, then your next album is going to be subpar?
No, because you're like, you know
No,
how long it
because
takes.
You just do better songs.
You know how long
Oof.
it takes. You know how long it takes to record. But then you say oof like that. But then the last 2 songs you've written, or not the last 2, but 2 new songs, Breeze, and the one you're going to do tonight later, like are awesome.
Oh, they are my 2 most recent.
Yeah, okay, they're 2 most recent. They're 2 of your best songs you've ever written.
We're getting a newbie tonight then.
Well, we've heard them before, but everyone else will be getting a fairly newbie, I reckon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, they're 2 of your best songs you've written. So
Thank you.
like, you are getting better writing songs as well.
Oof.
So and you're getting more confident with the guitar and stuff like that. Like, so I think it may seem that you're doing that, but you just get. But it's like everything. I always say this, but the more you do stuff, the better you get.
I always worry with songwriting though that I'm gonna like run out of ideas.
think-
Dry.
ev-
You'll never run out of
No, and I
ideas.
think everyone has that as well. I don't think you're unique in that. I think
Yeah.
I think everyone in that's like, oh, what if I draw? It rarely happen.
There's
I've thought that.
always something to write. Even if you can't think of anything, something will happen which will inspire you to
like,
write a song.
to be
And
fair,
it can come from anywhere, anytime.
To be fair, well, I remember my first album, we're like, oh god, I've got to do a second album, and then it was like, what are we going to do for the second album? And then COVID happened, and then we ended up doing second album as it is. We had to like just pull them together, dance, kind of dancier songs we did, and then by the time we'd got, because we were writing the whole way through that album as well, like individually, because obviously COVID kept us apart for so long, and but we came back now. We've got like things like Get Right Back and Vampires and Sheep, so we've got better songs. And I was worried that we wouldn't be able to, but it just happens, and you just do. And because you just get better at things the more you do it, like it just works out.
Yeah, hopefully. I have one question. If I am drinking tea this close to the microphone, will you be able to hear me like gulping
Probably.
and glugging, or will that be a thing you can cut out later
You can
Do I
just
need to
No,
move?
we'll just turn it up to embarrass the shit out of you.
to make me seem like a pig?
yeah. I was having a slip of tea, bit dead air.
Sorry.
So yeah,
For those that don't know, though, I'm constantly ripping the piss out of Eve. So whatever you hear when I'm taking the piss, it's all in good faith, all in good jest.
Yeah,
Honest.
I give him
honest.
as much back, but I tend to be
Oh,
politer
you
in public.
go low as can possibly go.
yeah, you don't shatter her image,
Oh, sorry, no, I would never. Oh.
Oh, I would never do that. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about but that in that regard. You've got plenty of good songs already, so you're just gonna keep writing songs. It's gonna be cool.
Hopefully. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel pepped.
Yeah.
Pep to the max.
Well, you seem to be gigging quite a lot as well. So and you're making waves and in in certain areas, like they love you in Ghoul,
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
like at the Tom
they?
Pudding and the
Excellent.
Jemmy Hurst, you know.
Done really well.
The audiences have always been so lovely at those places.
Yeah,
I
they are good, you know.
I gotta be honest, I absolutely I think Ghoul's my favourite place to play because the audience is just great.
They're so appreciative.
They really are. They really like the
listen.
music as well.
They come
Yeah.
out for the specifically for the music, you know. When Sid does the Thursday night at the Tom Pudding,
I always
like they're there specifically for it. So it's quite a small venue and it's really up close and personal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I do as well. And I always worry when I'm there that I'm doing too many originals. But if you speak to the guys in like the break, you know, like the halftime break at the Tom Pudding, for example, they're like, oh, can you do more originals? So they do really like vibe with it. And so it's been a good place to get into.
When I did the one there at the Tom Pudding, it was like you play for an hour and a half, don't you? 2:45 minutes. I only did 5 covers. Everything else is original, but they all just seemed really into it. And then they still wanted me to play 3 more at the end. I was like,
I mean, when I did my solo one there a couple of weeks before you did, like I did the first set was all originals, and I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll do some covers in the second half. But then when I speak to everyone at half time, they were like, I just do more originals.
Yeah.
And I was like worried that I'd done too many originals already. So they really do like it and they do vibe off of it. And yeah, you know, they put on a decent night there. Sid and John as well. So it's just about getting in places and just trying out stuff. I think we're going to try a different open mic in York and try different places. Because I mean, we should probably talk about it a little bit without being too specific, but I think all 3 of us are on the same page with just getting sick of going to open mics and just being, you know, glorified karaoke, you know?
Yes, it's
it's very difficult.
It's a shame, you know. There's certain areas where original music just there isn't like the interest, which is a shame, really. Because you know, for those that do want to push the original music, and it's just a shame.
Tried hard with Second Stage to try and get original music going here, but it's just, you know, it was just difficult to get people out for it, and I think I was a bit.
It makes you wonder if people are actually interested in it or not, or whether they're just lazy bastards, or a bit of both.
Yeah, I don't know. People always say that like most people aren't interested in original music and you only get gigs by doing covers, but I don't know if I actually agree. I feel like that's become the thing that people think is true, but actually when you go somewhere and play originals, I've always found that people have really enjoyed it.
I agree 100%. Yeah, like I don't disagree. I just feel that it's difficult to go to open mics and just hear. It makes you question whether you're doing the right thing and doing original songs, because you're like, well, everyone's just doing karaoke or getting like at the York place we were at the other day, when it's just like the dude who's running it's got to learn songs on the spot. People who just want to sing songs, and you know he's got to play on the acoustic guitar and learn. And it's just like, you know, even when you get rid of backing tracks, it's still. I was like, oh, get rid of backing tracks. Surely it can't be karaoke, and it still descended into karaoke because the dudes. You know, I did it as well for a couple of people. Like learning songs and playing songs for them, and it's like, what was going like when I was younger, like going to open mics. Yeah, people did covers, but there was a lot of original music, and you know, you go to places like the Birdwell venue we were at the other day. I mean, commenting when we were there. I mean, the amount of things tributes or cover bands.
Yeah.
You know, where's the original music?
There only about
There must be people that want to go see them. I mean, don't get us wrong. We're not discouraging anybody from going to any open mic.
Oh no, of course not.
No.
You know, we would fully encourage, because it's a good way to get out. If you've got any new songs, it's a good way to get out, practice them in front of people. We actively encourage, go out to any open mic.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We're just a bit.
I mean, that's
bitchy.
I mean, yeah. That's how we met. So you know, like we wouldn't have met without. So I don't.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
I just don't feel. I just don't feel there's enough people doing original music at these things. You know. So
it's sad. Yeah.
I'd like more of that. But I get like glimpses of encouragement. You know, when I was at like an open mic at the Crescent and in Selby, and there was 3 or 4 guys and gals on 21, and they're playing original music, and I get these kind of glimpses of like, oh, there are people who can do it, and then I go to other open mics, I'm just like, Jesus, where's all the people doing original music, you know?
I saw an amazing girl doing originals when I went to one in York a few weeks ago, the Snickelways.
All right.
Oh, the Snickelway.
Yeah, have you been?
I've never been to that one. I went to
she was
see your brother that time though.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
my brother
right.
played there. Yeah, many years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, she was called Ava. I think she does quite a lot of them in York, from what I could gather. And she was about 20 or 21. She's only young, but she has an amazing voice. And she was doing all original songs, and I just loved them. And I was like, it's things like that that make you like, it's just great when you hear really good original music. And it's like, no one else is like, well, obviously people have heard it before, but not like on a wider scale. And I don't know, it feels like special.
That's what I mean. That's what's cool. That's what I mean. You get these glimpses, and you're like, oh yeah, fuck, it is good. But then you. It's difficult not to get discouraged sometimes, I guess. But things like center stage and stuff, the whole purpose of that was to boost original music. It's going to work for a little bit,
It was great while it worked.
Yeah, it was great while it worked, yeah.
It did.
First 3 or 4 were excellent, and we got real good feedback, and then it's just, I guess also there was a very limited number of people who, the musicians as well, I think that's what I was most pissed off at, really. Because there were some people that would... come out and support the night after they played, but most of them just didn't. On the podcast, like, oh, what a great idea! It's such an amazing idea! Oh, brilliant! And then you just never show up, and you're like, well, you need to. The whole point of it was that we're kind of like in it together to try and boost original music,
And that's the problem with open mics as well. Like, loads of people turn up to play and then just leave straight away, and it's like that defeats the object, though, because then whoever's on like near the end, there's no one there to listen, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah, there's
it's not supportive.
I've seen people, and we were talking about this earlier, and obviously people remain nameless who turn up. Oh, turn up late. Oh, I need to go by this time. They have to wait like a couple of people, then they sing and they just leave, and you're like, well. It's not like meant to be about you. You're meant to support the night, and
obviously there's times when you can't stay the whole thing.
Yeah, of course, it's always going to. Yeah,
but there's some people that just do it like every time, and you're like, are you actually in it to like support people, or are you just there to like have your moment and
get some adulation and fuck off? Yeah, it's frustrating, especially when you've sat through. I mean, I was at an open mic a while back, and I got there like early. And I was just sat there all night, waiting to go on. I saw people that come in after me, going on before me, and I got on last, or 1 but last, or 2 but last. And like by that point, everyone, left. And I'm like, I've been here all night, sitting through the night, and I've got to play a few songs. There's no one there to watch, and it's just discouraging,
Yeah, it is a little bit.
So we, as much as we implore people to go to open mics, and we never discourage anyone from doing whatever they want to do, like stay and support the nights, because like it means a lot to the people who are playing to have just imagine if it was you playing to no one, how you'd feel, like, well, if you go, then you're part of, causing that. So
well, then sometimes you get smaller open mics that are more of like a tight knit community.
Yeah, like the Grove, for example.
Nice,
like the Grove and Leeds, which is a great. They do a really good thing there where they.
It's just completely acoustic, isn't it?
Completely acoustic.
No one talks.
No PA, no nothing.
Yeah. No one talks.
Yeah, it's in a separate room from the pub. So like, if you're in the back room, it's to listen to the open mic.
So people don't really have a choice. But if you go there, it's like you have to listen, or you don't go in the room. So
yeah.
I think that's fucking brilliant.
I think it's fantastic.
Arthur will kick off at you if you try and talk.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arthur does a really good job of keeping that under control.
Yeah.
I know he got a little bit out of hand with people recently, and he's kind of like revamped it again, and he's done a cracking job. So shout out to Arthur for running a really good open mic, because it's great when you get that when you can see a full pub of people or a full room of people listening,
It's a really encouraging atmosphere, because that was the first open mic I ever went to, or maybe second, but it was one of the first ones, and I was so nervous about playing, but everyone was so nice, and like, even though I know I didn't play that well, because I was just like a nervous wreck. And shit, yeah, obviously, because my songs are god awful. No one vomited, no one heckled. No, they were all just really lovely, and so like that was the one where like me and Mum left, and that night I was said to her, I want to go back there. It took me a long time to build up the courage to go to many other places, but like I could go there, and got loads of friends there now. It's great.
And that's
what it's all about, though, as well.
When you go somewhere and you feel part of the community group or whatever it is, it makes you want to go back.
Yeah.
It makes you want to return and go as many times as you possibly can, really.
Yeah, definitely, and that's kind of what we were hoping to achieve with Center Stage to some degree, which worked for a bit, but then didn't. But it is really nice when you get that, like, and you feel part of something. And I think it also
I mean, centre stage isn't dead, by the way. You know,
Not yet.
we're just having a bit of a hiatus.
It's in a coma.
Deciding what to do, really. Because at the moment, you know, the last couple, well, the last one anyway, the last centre stage, which was actually here at the Whistle, the artist played absolutely amazing, but there just wasn't enough people coming out to support it, and that's discouraged us again from doing it again, because we're putting in a lot of bloody hard work for nobody to come and support. So apart from like the obvious few, but you know, and when there's not many people there, it kind of like discourages the artists as well.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like rethinking the thing. So watch this space.
Yeah, we will be back.
Anyway, sorry, back to Eve.
That much to say.
Just what you want to hear from your guest on the podcast.
Sorry.
There'd be anything.
I don't know what to say.
Anything worse. A podcast guest can say, I haven't really got anything to say. It's like, let's fucking wrap this shit up then.
Come on then. My favourite colour's yellow. My favourite.
What's your favourite animal?
What do you think?
Ooh.
Oh, come on, Rich. Don't be ridiculous. It's obvious.
Oh, I think I know. But I'm scared to say because if I get it wrong, you get angry.
How could you not know?
I think it's pigeon.
Oh, well, I just thought I was thinking birds, generally.
Oh, bird. Yeah, well, birds. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, God, as if I could pick a favourite bird.
I think you talk about pigeons quite a lot more than most other birds.
What, like that fucking ridiculously named thing that you did, that word game that we did on the way to Lindisfarne? What was the name of that? Was it a bird?
What?
And we were doing the 20 questions and you...
Oh, that was literally just a hummingbird. That was not difficult to get.
A hummingbird? Well, yeah, it was.
Everyone knows what hummingbirds
Yeah,
are.
but, you know...
He doesn't know what a hummingbird is.
I know what a hummingbird is.
He doesn't watch David Attenborough. Come on. Look at him.
What do you mean, look at me?
I'm just joking. Jesus,
What
calm down, bro.
And we're off.
And we're off. No, like, I just assume pigeon because, you know, you talk about pigeons in an absurd amount.
Yeah, but there's pigeons everywhere. And, you know, as I always say,
There's
if you're
birds
friends
everywhere.
with the pigeons, you'll have friends anywhere you
Do you
go.
want to give a shout out to the Facebook group you just joined?
Shout out to the pigeon. Oh, the Facebook group.
Not a shout to pigeons. Pigeons don't watch this podcast.
They might.
They think they do.
Don't know.
Yeah. You're going to be upset that no pigeons have watched.
Rich was taking the piss out of me the other day because I was really pleased that I'd found a Facebook group called This Pigeon Has Been Appreciated. And to join it, you had to answer the question, do you appreciate pigeons? And I was like, oh, so much. They let me straight in.
So why pigeons?
I just love them. The way that they just live amongst us and they like walk around like humans. Why do they hardly fly? You know, they peck about. I love the way that birds peck. I love hens and the pecking. And I should really stop this.
No, this is great. This is great
that's-
content. This is the content we all tune in for and strive and...
This is the content you'll
Desire.
blackmail me with in the future.
Correct.
Oh, don't worry. There's the full unedited version as well.
Well, when did your fascination with birds start?
Hard to pinpoint.
And why do you have so few songs about birds, considering how much you love them?
I have quite a lot of songs about birds.
You have some.
Quite a lot of mentions of birds.
Yeah, I guess
even
so,
if the
yeah.
songs aren't directly about. But I actually, one of the earliest songs I ever wrote, and I never sing it because it's not very good. I sang it once at an open mic in Leeds, but it's called Little Bird, and it was when I was trying to get good at singing, and I put a whole middle bit in that has no words, but it's just like bird calls. It's just me trying to sing bird calls. Really, it's
Jesus Christ.
it sounds mental, but it's kind of pretty.
I
But
feel like you should give us a... I feel like you should give us a...
no,
oh.
maybe later when I've got the guitar.
There's no guitar in there, right? Oh, I thought it was a
No,
cappella.
no.
Oh, I thought it was...
It's an actual song.
That's less crazy. I thought it was I thought you stopped and had an a cappella
Oh, God,
section
no.
of the middle of the a cappella with just you doing bird calls. When you sing
Honestly,
that song, when you sang that song at the open mic, did birds flock to the open mic?
I wish.
It's a shame.
Honestly, right? There's a Kate Bush song. She did like a double album a few years back. It was one of her last ones. Anyway, there's a song on there where she's literally, because she did it live when we went to go see it, and she's literally like
It's like Kendall Corey.
No, not Kendall Carlin. We'll get to that one. Thanks for the reminder. And she did this song, and it's basically she's mimicking this bird, just tweeting. She's
Cute.
absolutely fucking bonkers.
I love Kate Bush.
No, we never would have guessed.
I just have to say, actually, I think when you think about it, there's loads of birds in my songs. Every single song that we're doing tonight has birds mentioned.
That's true. Yeah.
And they're just 3 songs that we chose
take it back.
randomly.
Yeah.
I think if you
I was
start
just
to
trying to
think
embarrass
through,
you,
they
to be
probably
honest.
like all do.
But where did you... get back to the original question. Where
Oh,
did
right,
your
yes.
fascination with birds
Oh.
start, come from?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
a tangent again. We like
I
that.
think probably
We do.
I really loved hens from being really, really young.
Why?
I don't know. I just did. Always just the
Did you
way
have
they
hens?
walk. But no, never. But that was why I went vegetarian, you know. It was chickens. Because I found out that, you know, chicken nuggets are actually chicken nuggets. And I was like, oh my God, I love chicken so much. How has this been a thing? Yeah, my mum used to come into my room every morning and wake me up by saying, good morning, Penny. I shouldn't be admitting this. Good morning, Penny Hen. Will you come out to play? I'm really much too busy. I've got some eggs to lay. And I just used to wake up smiling like, yeah, I'm a fucking hen. I just love them. So probably that was the first bird to steal my heart. But from there, I don't know, it just developed. I've just always loved them. And then, you know, I got some binoculars and started looking at them hardcore. And then I went to ornithology classes at Kyoto Uni when I was there and got matey with the ornithologist because like there was only 3 of us enrolled in the ornithology class in the
That's a
entire
surprise.
university, and then 2 of them stopped coming to class.
So you were the only one remaining.
It was just me and the ornithologist teacher. He was from New Zealand. He was mint. He loved birds, obviously.
Clearly.
We just used to go on expeditions into Kyoto to different parks and to the river, and we'd take the fucking binoculars and look at the bait. It was great. What was the point of this? Sorry. I love birds.
We know.
I can't decide on a favourite. I do love pigeons, but I also love like magpies and crows and songbirds and those splendid fairy wrens that I showed you the other day.
Splendid fairy wrens.
And I
Splendid
love
fairy
hummingbirds. I've always wanted to see. I saw 3 of the 4 birds I wanted to see when I went to America, but I did not see the ruby-throated hummingbird that I so lust after.
So anyone has any way of you seeing what is it?
Ruby-throated hummingbird? Any kind of hummingbird would do.
Yeah, any.
Any.
But particularly that one would be awesome.
I just love hummingbird. I mean, I think
What were
I
the
love
3 birds you did see?
them. Red cardinal, a blue jay, and a woodpecker. I know you can see woodpeckers in this country, but I've never have.
I've heard them many times at the bath.
I've definitely heard them.
I've never seen one. But you can hear them at the bath because you can, you know, obviously hear them pecking wood.
Yeah, people have said that, but I've been to the bath loads of times with my binoculars and I've never even heard one.
Oh, I've definitely heard them. I just don't know how to see them. I'm not going to go for the eyesight.
I think I need to stop talking about birds.
No. Talk about whatever you want.
What birds do you want? I mean, I asked you the question, so, you know.
Rich was out the other day and I was like, right, he was coming back later to like, well, I think we were rehearsing or whatever. And I was like, while you're gone, I'm going to do some studying. I'm trying to get back into the Korean and the Chinese. And I don't know how it happened, but next thing I knew, I was just looking at Birds of Paradise on the laptop. And I was just like, wow, this is fascinating. Look at those birds dance. And like, before I knew it, hours had passed. And whoops.
Joined a new Facebook group and...
Oh, is that
No
bit?
revising done whatsoever. No.
No.
So those who don't know, Eve's not only into birds and music, she also is into languages. So she's fluent in Japanese.
I am.
And you are currently learning
Korean
and Chinese.
Chinese.
Which the pad there has got squiggles on. If you can see that in shot, that's what she was doing while we were setting up. So while we were setting up, she didn't help one bit and just sat there drinking
Absolutely
tea,
not.
studying.
I opened
Well,
my...
I opened the microphone.
I suppose, you know, as a guest,
She's
you know,
she's not a real guest.
it should be our responsibility to get everything set up. I think, you know.
Yeah, but she's not a real guest.
Well, shit. No, I can't say that.
No.
No, I'm having to.
So
Yes.
I know earlier on you were going through people who are like your inspirations or people that have, you know, inspired you musically? And there was a Japanese gal, I believe. What was her name, and how did you get into her?
Kaneko Ayano.
Okay.
She's amazing. I love her. She's actually not good at singing, I've got to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Bit like Bob Dylan, you know, where they're not good, but it kind of just works. And obviously she's good on the guitar, and I just think she's a brilliant songwriter. I got into her when I lived in Kyoto. I think I just got recommended her on YouTube when I was listening to other Japanese music. And I just love her.
Have
I've
you
got all of her
been to see her
albums.
live?
No, I really want to. She played in Tokyo. Well, she played in Osaka when I was in Japan this time, but obviously Osaka was ages away from Sendai where I was, and I was at work and I couldn't. She played in Tokyo, I think, the night before I came home for Christmas, and I really wanted to go, but in the end I couldn't get a ticket. I know people who have been to see her, and I'm so jealous. Apparently she's great live, but no, I've got all her albums, and that has to do for now.
Are there any vids on social media of you singing any cover songs in Japanese people can check out?
No, because I always feel like it'd be a bit weird.
I think people will dig it.
You reckon?
I think people will be.
I think
people
you
would really dig
should
it.
get some.
You sent me
get
some.
videos done, get them uploaded.
Yeah, I think you should.
I do
Get a
have
YouTube
Japanese
channel
followers.
started.
I probably should.
Yeah, we'll get that sorted for you.
Yeah,
but you
thank
should definitely put some stuff. I think people would be really because people that I've shown you singing Japanese are like, wow. So I think people would be legitimately impressed. Maybe not like a long 4 or 5 minute one, but some of the short ones you sent me. They don't want to like the da 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 da. Like that's quite a short song. That's really cute.
Yeah,
it's in Japanese. I think people would be proper impressed by that.
I like that song.
So yeah, that would be really cool.
Oh well, all right, I might do. Thank you. I don't know. I always wonder if people are just going to watch it and just be like, "Wow, that's cool. You can speak Japanese," or whether they're actually going to enjoy the song.
I think both. I think people would be able to discern. It's not the right word.
Thing is, with stuff like social media, Facebook, blah blah blah, you know, you're not going to be able to please everybody. There's people that aren't going to like it. It's not going to be their thing. But there's people that are going to love it, and they're the important ones.
Yeah, and I think
I do have some Japanese followers since I lived in Japan.
well, there you go. Perfect excuse. Have you ever done any of your original songs in Japanese?
No. I do have one song that has a few lines in Japanese because I wrote it for my friend out there.
Which friend?
Endo-san.
Shout out to Endo-san.
Akiko, yeah. So that's Akiko's song, and it does have a tiny little bit that's actually in Japanese.
So if you were to translate one of your songs into Japanese, how easy would it be to translate? Would the sort of like the syllables and everything
the flow
have to change massively?
It would be nigh on impossible.
Is it right?
Yeah. I mean, like, I have translated a song before, not one of mine. Normally you're only meant to translate into your native language. So, like, as a translator, I translate from Japanese into English. And I have translated a verse of a Japanese song that I like into English and done like a kind of 50-50 mix thing, like with the song, singing the first verse in Japanese and then an English one. And it did work, but like I had to kind of take massive liberties with the lyrics, you know? Yeah.
I find it interesting because, you know, we watched Life Aquatic the other day, and there's in Life Aquatic, it's a Wes Anderson film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it has throughout the whole. So basically, it's about them on a boat. Where there's one of the crew members is just basically there to essentially play David Bowie songs, and he just does David Bowie covers, but in French.
Yeah.
And it is interesting how well it fits together. But then I'm like, to my ear, I'm just like, oh, that sounds awesome because he's fitting him in. I'm like, well, how much is he missing out?
I wonder what he's.
Like because you shouldn't. I'm not good with languages at all, but like when you do learn languages, like at school or whatever, you're like, well, the words aren't the same length or whatever. So when I hear like, how much stuff are they missing out or are they changing to fit into so it fits the rhythm of the song?
And then
I don't know how close the French language is to the English in terms of
I don't know.
sort of syllables and stuff like that.
It's European.
It's definitely more similar. Like, because obviously Japanese is like backwards as well, so which is also a problem because they do their clauses. This is going to get too linguistic.
That's all right.
Well, their clauses are like backwards to ours. So like when we say like the man in the pink cap, they say the pink cap wearing man. And I did for fun try to like translate some of my songs once, just not to sing, just for practicing the language and translating. Like I like to translate lyrics of Japanese songs for people on YouTube because I'm sad like that. But I tried to do it the other way.
Eve is officially sad, everybody.
Like they didn't know. They've just been
talked
sat here listening
Well,
to
I
me talk
knew.
about birds and Asian language. Yeah, and it became a problem because things like the lines go over into each other, like a phrase will go across two lines kind of thing, but then the Japanese, it doesn't work. It's difficult to explain. Never mind.
No, it's interesting.
It's difficult though to translate.
So basically, no, you can't translate your songs
I might try
into
and do it.
Japanese.
Maybe
Maybe write a full song in Japanese.
Yeah, see, I always think, like, I just don't know if I could. I mean, I know I obviously physically could, but, like, the reason that you aren't meant to translate into a language that isn't your native language is because you can never quite understand the flow of the language and the artistic nuances. You know, like when you read a novel and sometimes you read something and you think, wow, that's really beautifully written. And you could have something that has exactly the same kind of meaning, but it just wouldn't have the same profundity, let's say. And as a non-native speaker, you can never quite grasp that fully. So I always worry that if I tried to write a song in Japanese, it would all kind of make sense and sound nice enough, but it might not be kind of artistically pleasant.
Well, in the UK, nobody's going to know what the fuck you're singing about, to be
God,
honest,
no,
and
obviously,
understand. But, you know, I'd
Japanese
love to hear you do a full song in Japanese. Like, your next new song that you write, I think you should do it all in Japanese.
Oh, man,
There's your challenge.
I think it's to be honest, because it's a different language. It's just impressive hearing you do covers in Japanese. You know, because you speak it so well and you sing it so well.
Thank you.
It is interesting to just hear like cover. I'm not massively into covers normally, but when it's a different language, you're like, fucking hell, that's impressive. You know, because
so would it have to be like would that cover have to be a Japanese cover, or can it be like a popular cover song? So like we were just talking before about the translation and getting the words.
No, it would
and
have to be a Japanese song,
syllables
I think, for it to be right.
Would have to be a Japanese.
I think
song.
the way we do covers, like we do interesting covers, right? We try and pick random songs and make them interesting. I think just hearing someone being able to do a cover in a different language speaks English and it is impressive. You know, I think people will just be like, "What the fuck? That's amazing!" So yeah,
thanks.
you should definitely post some of those videos and stuff on socials, or you know,
even just like little 30-second clips here and there. You know,
I'm afraid that I would never
YouTube's
be able
quite
to.
big.
Yeah, and I'd never be able to, you know, do the harmonies to those songs. Don't you?
Maybe just humming.
I was going to say just
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I can do oohs. What was I going to fucking ask you? What's the... I know because of COVID and the Japan's obsession with COVIDness that the music scene was basically dead in Sendai when you were there. Is there anything going on there now when you were like near the end? When I know they were starting to drop restrictions a bit when the back end of your time there. Was there any? Is there an open mic scene in Japan at all? Is that a thing or?
Well, I've heard that there is in certain cities, like I guess Tokyo, and there was meant to be in Sendai. It is apparently quite a big kind of place for the music scene, but yeah, it was all just indefinitely cancelled. It never happened again while I was there.
So a lot of your performances and stuff were in the school you were working at?
all
of them?
Yeah, I mean, the kids were so sweet and they loved it when I took the guitar, and they were like very appreciative, and the teachers, in fairness. I got a lot of, requests and stuff, but somehow it's just not quite the same. Going and playing for a room full of school children.
Did you play them like your songs, like originals in English?
I did, yeah, because
dig that?
I mean, I was, supposed to be teaching them English, so
Yeah, sure.
it was already a bit stupid that I spoke to them all the time in Japanese. But yeah, I did. I used to play them my songs. They always seemed to like them the best. They seemed to think it was like cool that I could write songs. They were very appreciative and sweet, yeah. But I did sometimes get requests for Japanese songs, and I had to learn terrible pop songs too, especially for the primary school kids. I had some year 5 and 6 girls who, oh God.
Is year 5 and 6 the same?
Yeah,
as
same
here?
as for
So
us.
is there any famous like Japanese artists that everybody was that were quite big over there then?
Yeah, they all love a girl called Aimyon. I don't think any of his songs are famous over here.
Are there any? Because I remember you telling me there's that one song that there's like the only song to get to number one in America, right?
Oh, Ue o muite aruko. Yeah. That was like in the 60s. That's a Ryu Sakamoto song. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was quite big, I guess, but that was before me and you were born. I mean,
can I tell you the one interesting fact to know about that song?
Oh, that was a nice sly little old dig there.
Gotta get an age dig in there somewhere. It's the first podcast. You know, we're new. With a new sign.
New sign.
New microphone. Do you like the new set, by the way, before you tell us the facts?
Yeah, it's great.
How cool is this, right?
Excellent. Very comfortable.
It's awesome. Brand new podcast mics, brand new sofas. Well, not brand new, but
new to us.
Nice, relaxing sort of environment.
Could have done with some new hosts.
Yeah, a nice sign. Some new what?
Oh,
some new
Jesus
hosts. You absolute. Yeah.
What's your interesting fact? Now you've just offended us.
About that song?
Yeah.
So it's called Ue o muite aruko.
Okay.
Which means I look up while I walk. And the whole song, it sounds really happy, but actually it's sad. It's like I look up while I walk so that the tears won't fall. And
didn't they rename it in America?
that's the fact.
Yeah, I know shit.
In America, everyone thinks that song is called Sukiyaki because they decided people would never remember the name Ue o muite aruko. So they were like, let's just rename it something that sounds good and is Japanese. Let's call it Sukiyaki. But that's just like a hot pot dish, just like food. So Japanese people are like,
perfect for the Americans then. Anything to do with food.
Yeah, it's true. They should have called
food
it hamburger.
and extra large portions.
What's that?
Oh no, I said they should have called it hamburger.
Hamburger. Okay, so that's the interesting fact was that it was named. I knew that already, so it's not interesting because we told me that before.
Oh god, I'm so sorry.
It's just not interesting.
She's repeating herself already.
No.
Only for the benefit of the audience.
Oh yeah, sorry, audience. Yeah,
that's if there's going to be an audience.
Probably not.
I don't know. As soon as people find out you're on, they're like, fuck that.
No,
I don't think it's me that's the problem.
We'll give that one a miss, I think. No, thank you very much for doing our very first new revamp podcast in our brand new studio.
For having me.
Yes, there's going to be plenty more to come. So
we're not wrapping up. As we're in the middle.
Tell us about it though. Who's to come?
There's going to be lots of local businesses, lots more local artists. So yeah, we're just going to see who wants to do it, and we're actually going to be having a podcast, I think, with the chairman of the football club.
Yeah,
and potentially doing little interviews with some of the players.
Oh, that'll be good.
On Saturday,
like man of the matches and stuff like that. Just like a little 5-10 minute kind of like match of the day-esque interview sort of thing. Who knows?
Potentially quite a big and exciting name, which you probably can't talk about right now, lined up as
well. Yes.
Can't really say who that is, but that'll be interesting because it's the complete opposite to what me and Dudsy are about. So that's going to be a fun one.
Yes. And it's definitely going to be a fun one because obviously the whole thing about these podcasts is it's mainly about the music. So even though we're going to be doing interviews or podcasts with like businesses, it will still have that, or still end up going into that kind of musical element.
Yeah, and I think the whole point of the podcast is to try and promote the local scene. Just Selby as a place because it's a cool little town. I like it here.
Yeah, and people need to know what there is here because there's a lot that people don't know about.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing is to try and promote that, and obviously music as well, and so it's going to be I think it's going to be fun. Like, we just what our podcast is like, we just chat shit and see what happens. We don't.
Excellent.
I know his mum was freaking out on yesterday, being like, "Oh, have you got questions to ask? What if this is like we just chat? Like we don't need questions. No. We just chat and we see what goes on. We can talk. Me and him can talk forever. That's.
But then it's up to the artist or the business person to sort of like tell us about themselves.
Yeah.
It's just like the obvious questions that we go. Oh, what's your name? Oh. Yeah. So yeah, it's like the easy questions you're gonna know.
Yeah, but I think we do just like to delve like into people a bit more. Like talking like birds and shit. It's fun because you can ask easy questions, but it's fun to know about people. I think get a feel for the person.
Yeah, and a bit more of a personal touch.
Yeah, but you just get to know more about someone if you ask them random shit. Like and not just. I didn't mean just for us. I mean for the the people who are watching, listening, or whatever. Just to find out stuff about someone who might not know. Like no one would have known that you were the only person to go to an ornithology class with a New Zealand professor in Japan. Like no one's going to know that. Now they do.
Do they want to though?
Well, we're going to have a how we had all those questions in the old podcasts.
Well, they were only vaguely questions.
We had that one question right at the end.
I say something the other day.
We're going to do something like that similar, like think of something completely off the cuff right now.
No, we did. I was talking about the other day. What did I say was going to be different?
I didn't think you actually thought of one in the end. I think you just said we should do something similar but different to that question.
Yeah, we should think of something better, shouldn't we, really? Any ideas? Since you're the first guest.
Yeah, I didn't really put much effort into it because it was Eve. But
no, to be honest, when I found out, I gave up. I don't know what to ask because the old one was if you're on a desert island.
What
musician?
What musician, living or dead, would you like to spend the rest of your days with?
So I think
and why?
So I think it needs to be something like around that. But like I don't know what.
What about that? But on the moon.
No, if you've got to go to the moon, I don't know if I could handle that. Because you'd have to be, you wouldn't want someone who's. I don't know.
I'm just fucking with you. It's like that would be the same question. I was just.
It would be the same question, but it would be a little bit different though.
Would it?
I think so. Yeah.
The dark
you probably
side of
couldn't
the moon.
really play much music on the moon.
Exactly.
I guess.
Exactly. It'd be a different thing. It would be.
Depends if it's real or it's just a studio.
What?
Oh,
if the moon is real or it's just in a studio.
Well, it's not a
This
studio.
Conspiracy shit. Do you not believe in the moon now?
You don't believe in the moon?
Ooh.
I never said that, did I? I never said I didn't believe in the moon.
Well,
but he never said he did.
That's why I asked the question. I was asking you because you said about it, and I was like, "Do you not believe?"
Wait, no, I'm not. I'm not sure. I believe we've actually been on the moon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I disagree with you there.
But
I mean, I've watched plenty of videos about it.
Yeah. There's. See, the thing is, it's so hard these days because people can make things look so real, yet so fake.
Yeah, this is in the '60s, dude. Like they didn't have like CGI back then.
No, but I don't know.
Right. Well, let's not. We'll talk about this off mic because I'm a bit concerned that you're believing in the wrong conspiracies.
I don't believe in it. I just don't think we did. It's not a belief. It's just.
I don't doubt.
Just a thought.
I don't doubt that we have been. I don't think what we saw was necessarily the footage on that. I don't know. It all looks very odd and strange and weird, but then it would do because it's the moon, and I've never been to the moon. So
well,
how
no, neither have I.
Fuck would I?
I have.
Have you? How was it?
It's all right.
I heard it's a bit. I heard it's a bit
barren and
a bit dull.
Depends.
Not
Just
much
like
to
you.
see. Because you can't see stars from the moon, so that's
Take a beach
crap.
towel and a crossword book. It's only so bad it can be.
were there Germans that had beach towels already down?
Yes.
Oh god damn, they're everywhere.
Yeah, but isn't the moon just full of fucking creators?
I don't think it's full
I
of
don't understand why you can't
if we
see
did,
stars.
it can't have been that interesting then. Because if we did go, why haven't we been back? Or if
We did go back. We've
How
been
many
back several times.
Have we?
Yeah, there's a few times we've been to the moon, mate.
I don't understand why you can't see stars.
I don't understand why you can't see stars either. There is an explanation.
Okay.
I'm going to look it up because it's going to annoy me that I don't know. Talk between yourselves while I try and prove that the moon's real. No.
I'm not saying the moon isn't
Does anyone
real.
think he protests too much?
Yeah, I
Is he
I'm
one
in
of
on
these
it.
cover-up
I'm in on it.
artists?
I'm more interested in stuff further away.
Oh, are you?
Like
The
Mars.
sun.
Well, there's not a lot you can.
What do you
do
think
the
about
sun, is there?
what do you think about aliens? You believe in aliens? Do you reckon they exist? Do you reckon they've been here already?
Oh, I have no idea. It wouldn't surprise me either way. I think they probably exist. It seems more likely than not, I guess, just because of the vastness of the universe. But I don't know if they've been or not.
I'd like to think there is, but I've never actually seen anything
No.
with my own two eyes, and that's my belief system. Is my own two eyes.
Well, it's not a belief system if it's 2 eyes, mate. That's not believing.
That doesn't
Well,
make much sense, though.
Well, no, it does because it's like You're here. I believe that you're here. You can't
No,
tell
but
me
you-
that you're not here.
No, but you know that I'm here because you can see me. It's not belief. A
Well,
belief
you've never
system-
been to China, but do you believe that China exists? Oh, oh, he doesn't
Oh,
believe
you
in China.
dumped him here.
Yes. Well,
Be careful, because I'm going to...
again, you know. Yeah, you have stumped me.
Didn't take much.
No. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Duds.
No. But yeah, you know, I have this general thing. What I see with my own two eyes. You know. So basically, if God was real,
Oh yeah.
well, I'm not saying God isn't real, but if God was real,
You'd want to see him
You
first.
know, I'd have to see it with my own two eyes.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Problem
fair.
with that is that you're only going to see God when you're dead, and then if you don't believe in him up to that point, you're pretty fucked because you're going to hell. So if God is real, it'll be like tough shit, bro.
Let's be honest, Rich. If it's all real, we're all going to hell anyway.
Well,
Oh,
I'm already
yeah,
planning. You know,
we're-
I've got a vacation home there and things set up for me for a fairly comfortable life. Not too much punishment from the devil. You know, I've had a word, but you know,
Yeah, he's already been there in a past life.
Yeah, in a past life, Jesus.
Ooh.
But no, I think obviously I believe aliens exist somewhere. I mean, it's just impossible. The universe is too big. We can see such a tiny fraction of the universe.
Oh, well,
You know,
we are minuscule.
I don't know what this has to do with
compared
anything,
to-
but yeah.
It's got heavy all of a sudden.
That's got heavy, hasn't it? We've got
Ooh.
deep into aliens and the
I
moon.
feel so insignificant.
What, insignificant or significant?
Insignificant.
Insignificant. Yeah. About normal then.
Yeah.
I mean, I would feel insignificant if I was you. as
If you
well.
were me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really would. Oh. Well, on that note, we'll wrap this goddamn podcast up
Yeah,
and do some
because I
music.
need
Oh, shall I sing?
I need a wee.
Oh.
So tell us
Thought I'd let everybody know.
where we can find music from you.
Facebook.
What's your Facebook?
Eve Thomas Music.
Eve Thomas Music, lovely.
There's two, but it's the one that's me.
It's the one that's you, okay?
And SoundCloud as well, but I've not really actually used that for a while. And the quality is very bad because it's just me in my room with a bad microphone. But you can still hear most of my songs on there.
Well, when we share the YouTube link on our socials, we'll tag
Thank
you
you.
as much as possible.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, Eve, for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Last minute. It's great to see you. Thanks for watching the new podcast. Follow us, like us.
Yes, Natural Antagonist at the
All
Whistle.
that
We're gonna have
stuff.
it's gonna be a brand new YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we're gonna sing some songs now, which will be
yeah.
linked to the podcast as well. So check that out. And thank you for watching. We'll see you all soon.
Thank you for
Yeah.
watching.
Thanks,
Thank
Eve.
you. Bye.
More than anything.